forgiving, but it's a lot more forgiving than if you stayed here.
Two things for a moment.
We know this isn't a permanent solution we're suggesting. But at the very least, it's not letting people get slaughtered.
It's the only one that gives y'all a fighting chance. Because you would know that the zealots aren't playing fair.
You're willing to come to me, of all people, with your proposition. I do not have the authority to make such a blanket verdict.
No, you do not.
And I know the commander won't.
Why not?
Not on these terms. She shakes her head slightly as she says that. Why not? Because this is a full retreat with little to gain out of it. I know you speak of lives, I understand that. But as you say, this is not a long-term solution. What happens afterwards? The renegades come back to a ruined town, us the same? Do we start digging trenches like they do in that empire far off? Where do the civilians stay? How long until injury or sickness takes them and we die a slower death? Where do they go?
How long before that happens?
That depends on how cleanly you can execute your operation, and how unassailed we are by aberrations and things of the like. Cursed as this Bloodstar might now be, it is giving us a ward light. Although, as I said, I alone do not have the authority or jurisdiction to make such a blanket statement. The commander might be convinced if you guys can give him a proper plan, and I believe the beginnings of your proper plan begin with the Ventorians.
Then who do we speak to?
She thinks for a moment, looks at you guys, sort of judging, gauging, evaluating you. Giovanni is the name of the head representative from the Ventori League. Giovanni De Niro. He'll be the person you have to speak to, so you might as well start as him.
Can you set up a meeting with him?
I can try, although I don't promise anything. He is a busy man, and as much as easy as it would be to lie to him about the circumstances of the meeting for you to divulge the truth, he won't appreciate it. How familiar are all of you with the Newman of the Ventori League?
Look at Roma. Her, very.
And the rest of you, liminally.
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
They got several, right?
5. 4 such are represented here in Valtonia. First, you have... She walks over to this chalkboard that's sort of built into the wall, like a lecture board, clearly meant for some war room-esque, diagrams and things like that. And she grabs a piece of chalk. As if I have my history correct... She looks at the piece of chalk, sort of was like weighing it for a moment, and then begins drawing and writing on the chalkboard. You have Chrysanthos, first and foremost. You would all know of it by the sea that it takes its name from. I'll type it. I'm typing into the word, don't worry. Following Chrysanthos is Galenus, the Newman of the arts, beauty, courtesanship. Following Galenus was, she thinks for a moment, Bonatti, the sellsword god.
Ooh.
Bonatti is not fully represented here in Valtonia as of yet, but he will be represented fully in short time. Some handful of days now, if Giovanni was telling the truth. After Bonatti came Alvarado. The god of the bastion, they call him. Something for the defenders, as well as mages. There's a story my father once told me long ago of Alvarado, where he conjured a citadel formed of tightly knit water, walls upon walls that were unbreachable for their ever-flowing and ever-repairing. And then at the final moment, Alvarado dropped every single wall and brought a tsunami, drowning all the siegers. How I wish we had his waters now. And then last, but certainly not least, I'd argue potentially one of the most important new men of them, is Vero. The statesman. We get accustomed to knowing Vero. He is, of course, Giovanni's patron, Newman. Being a negotiator, a diplomat, an emissary. Stories have it that these three, and she gestures at Galanis, Bernardi, and Alvarado, once upon a time, long ago, were about to enact a similar thing as our home city here, a civil war amongst three new men. But then a fourth came about, and he brought peace.
They point at Galvanis, Alvarado, and who?
Bernardi. This is the chronological order they came to be.
Ah.
So Chrysanthos is the oldest, followed by Galanis, then Bernardi, then Alvarado, then Vero.
Chrysanthos was patron to...
The sea is all you said so far.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That's it. Water, the sea, the entire fucking coastline, really.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also where all the major cities of the Ventori League are. Their Newmen are simultaneously their names as well as the names of the city.
Ah.
So you now also... Well, Chrysanthos isn't called Chrysanthos. Its city is named Oros. A-U-R-O-S. But every god has a city in their honor, and then each god has a saint who also has a city in their honor. There are 10 cities of the Ventori League. 11 with Valtonio, and that is, again, a big point of the politics of this. Which Newman gains dominion over Valtonio?
Hmm.
It's the one that raises the most funds, and the one that puts in the most into the city's salvation. Or every Newman washes their hand of it, and the place dies. Because if the Ventori League pulls out of Valtonio, a lot of defenses and protections go with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one that's affecting Irina right now.
Yep.
It's the one that's affecting Irina, the Aberrant, and it's also the one that keeps the smoke and the spores at bay. Because the Bloodstar isn't helping them anymore. So, you know.
The gods are fickle.
The gods are selfish.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at the board once more, puts down the chalk, dusts her hands clean of the chalk dust. There's been a while. Giovanni is situated on one of the galleons you might have seen on the water. Him and the rest of the diplomatic entourage are out there. A representative for each of the Newmen including one for Chrysanthus, although I've not ever met her, and from what I hear, she has no care whatsoever for Valtonio's future or annexation. Only the other 4. But at the end of the day, Giovanni is the leader of that entourage. So it is him you have to talk to. And then, inevitably, he will go talk to the commander. And I will begin talking to the commander as well. From there, we will see.
You'll talk to the commander before Barrow does.
I'll talk to him about all of you. The interesting situation you found yourselves in. What you're proposing.
Right.
I will not be speaking to him of Giovanni, nor my direction to all of you to go to Giovanni.
Understood.
Perhaps we'll be lucky, and perhaps the commander will find his own plan and path in agreeing to evacuation. And you guys might not need to talk to Giovanni. Maybe. The commander has a penchant for devising... what's the term? One of the cleansers remarks, out of the box? Yes. Out of the box plans. And none of us can deny their effectiveness.
Very well, then. You talk to the commander. We'll talk to this Giovanni. We'll be in the middle.
I would not recommend talking to Giovanni tonight. The diplomatic entourage, as I have heard rumor and word of mouth, they meet in the evening times and do not like being disturbed from it.
Fair enough. As you said yourself, he's a busy man. Though, we heard from Gaspard that you're also a very busy person.
All of the captains are these days.
I can imagine.
The worst one is Julio, as I'm afraid to say.
A busybody?
He is busy, although I know the connotations of busybody. He's not. He's busy and at the verge of mental breakdown, I'm sure. There are many lives in the city that are relying upon him and all of us, and I'm afraid to say he has one of the more unfortunate posts of holding the line. Keenan and myself have different roles given to us by the commander. Ones are more proactive.
Yeah, Cecil. And Cecil.
She stops for a moment. You guys afraid of onset?
Yep.
I'll try. Yeah, that's on par.
Killing it, babe.
He's on vacation.
Straight up slaying. He's on vacation.
You all register the pause that she's giving. But you're not sure if it's one of concern. Well, it probably is one of concern, but concern for who? The people? The guard's reputation? The Ventori relation? The commander himself? It's a pause of concern, but for who? For who, I say? Caradoc at a 26. You can piece it together. It is multiple things that she's concerned about. Concerned for young Cecil himself, most of all.
Oh.
Captain Cecil is in Northern Valtania. He is assisting in the extraction efforts for valuable personnel, staff, merchants, things of the sort. He is far and away safe from the plague and all of this crisis, although perhaps not far enough if your theory is true of the zealots destroying everything. I doubt they'll stop in central Valchester.
Do you think we should take the time to talk to him as well.
It is a good bit travel to go to Northern Valtonio. But fortune smiles upon you. He is already en route down here. I'd say he probably will arrive by midday tomorrow, maybe later.
Looks like
Him and myself and the other captains are meeting with the commander. We are reevaluating our strategy. And we'll have a bit more of a precise number for the support from Benadi's faction, their sect. In a few days' time, several companies of mercenaries will be joining us here in central Valtonio. And with that, we will begin pushing out and exterminating everything that stands in our way. Renegade, Shambler, Zealot. Although, if we are evacuating, perhaps we might be able to turn their ships into proper fortune. More vessels to use.
that hold more promise.
And the Ventorians will complain immediately. They would rather save their mercenaries, who they just spent a lot of effort and coin getting down here. She gives a faint smile. No one ever told me being a captain would involve so many politics. And as fast as it dawns on her face, it disappears.
She smiled.
Do we know which she voted for? In terms of staying Vilkester, turning Valtonian?
Oh, do you remember what Garth-Mod rolled?
It was
For-
good.
For
I mean, we can-
insights, or
Yeah, this would be insights. I mean, we can just reroll
insight
it
and
right now.
persuasion were both 25. I think his insight was at the nat 20,
Okay.
but they were both 25 equal.
She voted to go with the Ventori League.
Ah,
It's a bright future and promise.
mm-hmm.
And in a way, both sides, no matter which side you voted for, feel validated in the current situation. The Vilkesters are like, we wouldn't be in this situation if you guys didn't vote that way. But meanwhile, the Valtonians is like, well, I'm happy I voted that way because they're actually giving us support,
Yeah.
food, and shelter, so they're good people like I thought they were.
That said,
So they're equally validated.
if she's kind of lightheartedly talking about how political being a guardsman is, I think Hawk would just as lightheartedly say, well, y'all did vote for the to join the nation that has the Newman of politics, so
I cannot fault you there. Although I would have much rather preferred worshipping one of the other ones. But the choice has been deprived in our current situation. Or perhaps the greater lesson of all this is that all the gods are equally involved in our salvation. Even if I have to interface with the most political one. But time is finite and the evening is running. Where are you all staying?
Oh, nowhere actually. That was
This was
favorite
more
spot.
important to handle before we found respite.
Admirable, if a bit foolish. But
So-
what is bravery without a dash of recklessness? My father always said that. She thinks for a moment. All of you roll me a charisma check. Good luck.
Oh,
Do I get a +1 for being a good community
Crash.
service?
That's
That's it.
that idiom she used. To my brain, that sounded a bit Elonian. Would it be?
It- Oh yeah.
hey.
I think I would repeat the idiom in Elonian as she says that, and nod
She is half
approvingly.
Elonian.
She is half Eulonian. Eulonian actually doesn't have its own language, funnily enough. aside from the one in your family's notebook, which isn't necessarily Eulonian.
Oh,
Although it is more Eulonian than most other, any other languages, so I guess that is
maybe that's a misunderstanding on my part then, because I wrote down language Eulonian. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I'm trying to think what would be Eulonian. Because Sviak has German, essentially. / a little bit of Latin.
Oh god.
Isn't Eulonian just French?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they
Britannic would
interact
be
with
the-
Eulonian, and they're cheap.
Anglo.
Old English?
No,
It would be technically it would be
Britannic, yeah.
Welsh.
Oh no! No!
Start speaking Welsh and the demons show up.
Bandit, no!
I mean-
then leave as Eulonian then. Welsh French. Eulonian sounds like Arthurian Britannia. Yeah, so that is pretty accurate. Yeah, specifically the Arthurian part. So yeah. So you say it in Eulonian, and then she looks at you, and gives a nod, and repeats it back in Eulonian. She looks to the rest of you after nodding at Caradoc. It is good that you have the company of Eulonian.
2.
She corks an eyebrow, looks at Eva, who's been keeping pretty quiet this whole time. Mostly just sort of letting you guys run with it.
Mhm.
She gives a nod at Eva, and Eva nods back. They give a nod of acknowledgement at each other.
Yes, that's definitely 100% Eulonians.
Together they make a full Eulonian because they're both half.
So the interesting thing, they are, in a way, analogous to each other. They're both half free roamer, half Eulonian.
That's something.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that something?
You,
ain't.
Eulonian miss? No, I'm not. I'm only half, ma'am. Like myself. Where does your other half come from? It cometh from the free realms, similar to myself. From where do you hail? Nowhere, ma'am. My family, we traveled a lot, going from place to place, town to town. The captain quirks an eyebrow at that. It's actually probably one of the first times she actually has quirked her eyebrow, given some visual of intrigue, as opposed to silent and internal. He looks at you for a moment. Your family, what occupation were they? My father was a ranger, ma'am. Ah, I see. That explains the travel. Did you learn the ways of his ranging? Bits and pieces, ma'am. Not enough to earn the title. Once more, the captain nods. All of you can roll insight, if you're so interested.
Coming
I'm
back.
so interested. Okay, never mind. No, don't write that down. Don't write down that one.
He's just slowly moving his hand towards the
My ratio, no, my ratio.
Write that down. Write that down.
Hold on.
There are more things between Nat 20 and 1 than exists in your ratio.
This is me writing down the Nat one.
No, it burns. It burns.
The captain is suspicious of Eva. Like, there's something about her that just isn't adding up in her nominations.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Stop investigating, please.
Alright, so let's go back to those charisma rolls. So we got a nat 20, which just becomes a 19, sadly enough.
Hey, I'm trying.
13, did you roll guidance for your nat 20?
Oh, I did not.
Fred, did you roll?
Oh, no, I forgot.
It's
Yeah,
the
this
crit
is an
rate
ability
roll
check.
quick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it stopped.
All right, well,
Actual
that
that
is-
2020.
Sure, bud.
It's
Whatever you say. C plus 20. With that now,
there in my heart.
13 plus 11. 1, 2, 3. Do I have 4?
What?
Wait, who did I not add? Oh, I see, bet. Did you roll a guidance for Badger?
Yeah.
You did? Where did? Am I blind?
New development happened when you were sleeping.
I don't see the guidance. I see this. I see the charisma check, but I don't see the guidance. I should have add on top of it. Just roll me d4. Roll me d4 real fast.
You got it.
Roll it
You
together.
get it.
Roll d4 real fast.
It's the same.
Oh, nice. Where's the other one? I'm like dead ass blind. Not for the insight, but for the charisma. All right, so there are 5 of you. So let me just average this out real fast. Oh, those are equal signs. Whoops, need plus signs. Like, plus signs.
Averages.
Yeah, what? That's plus. Divide by 5.
For you?
16.8, which we round up at 0.5s and above.
Nice.
So 17.
Respectable.
Well, if you all have nowhere to stay, you may stay here for the evening. We do have a diplomatic entourage quarters, which the Ventorians are deciding not to indulge in. They prefer to stay on their own galleons. And having witnessed inside them, I understand why. But that does mean our own entourage quarters are bereft of any occupants. Would you all be willing to accommodate their purpose?
We'd be most pleased, I think.
It'd make things a lot simpler.
It would certainly make communications between you all, the captains and the commander, easier going forward. And we are close to the river. Very well. Follow me. She spins on her heel and flourishes. She does have like the Assassin's Creed style cape, cloak. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the token. You can sort of see the back of
Barely,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Does she
It
do, like,
blends in
the-
with the red.
Badass cloak flip as she turns.
Not intentionally.
Even more badass.
As she does.
It just happens. Nice.
So you guys follow Captain Kenthris or you guys begin to go to follow Captain Kenthris to the I'll call it the diplomat suites.
Mhm.
Irina is incapable of getting up now.
Yep.
Actually, let me roll something for Irina.
Ask.
Irina, perception using Constitution. Ba-ba-ba. The womp womp.
What's D4?
I don't know I don't think it's save it. She's like 2 off from it being savable by a default.
Damn.
Ooh.
Actually, I'll give her advantage because you guys did roll on the religion earlier.
Hell yeah.
We so
Also-
did.
Also, I don't know
did
why
that?
I did that. I could just hit the
Mhm.
button for Constitution.
Oh,
Just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, she's too exhausted. Moving on.
you sound like a guinea pig. I hope you.
Yeah.
Like fucking pleading, please let her roll well.
Please. Lettuce.
I'll give you my lettuce.
I'll give one more roll, but it's not going to come from Irina. It will come
Uh-oh.
It will come from Caradoc. Roll me.
Okay, what-
Stop with the lettuce.
You forgot to have salad.
Caradoc, roll me religion. Straight.
Straight religion? Yes,
Straight
sir.
religion.
Oh my god.
The DC's 15.
Religion.
Radiation.
So about
Thanks.
her
Sneaker.
failing to get up the stairs,
Yeah. So moving on. Yeah. So she's unable. The diplomat suites are actually on this floor, just their own wing of the building. Again, imagine like White House, so wing structure. But yeah, Irina's unable to get up. She's not passed out, but which surprising that an undead can. But she's like 80% of the way there.
I will carry the mushroom wife.
Okay, you will.
I was gonna offer, like, do you want, like, one side Jin gets the other? Or do you just want a
She's
big
small
dick?
and frail and doesn't have like half her body mass. Is fine.
Garth, what are we talking about?
Man, I'm just... Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, you asshole. Why do you have to make it horny?
Kudos,
I'm changing the thing.
kudos, Garth, that he was willing to share.
I didn't say yes. I'm just making sure I'm hearing it right.
So
Oh
you
my God.
pick up Irina, and you guys begin
Someone save this
following
woman.
Captain.
I'm doing just that.
Ooh.
Where there's heart room, there's butt room.
Shut up.
What?
Moving on.
It's a Swedish idiom. It doesn't translate well.
Moving on. Don't make me
Wait, do we-
repeat it again. So you guys follow Captain Kenthris to the diplomat suite. It is fine as hell. You have
Damn.
no clue what the Ventorian ship must look like if they thought this was too poor for them. But in a similar manner as the room you were just in, and all of its furniture is fine cushioned seats, gold trimmed and lacquered wooden furniture, fucking feather pillows, the works. This is luxury here. You guys, unfortunately, will have to share rooms. But it's better than sharing one room.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 suites, which each have their own, big beds in them.
5 suites, and how many of us counting NPCs?
So, see, 6 makes... Well, Roma makes 6, plus NPCs, they're 3 plus 1, so 10. Plus Ace, but Ace is inevitably going to hang out with
Yeah.
Badger.
So
So,
it is 2 per room.
Indeed.
I mean, that works out nicely for the math.
Is that counting Irina?
Yes, she's 3 plus... Yeah, 3 for Fayez, Mina, Eva, plus 1 from Irina, because she is a bit of a special NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jar White Hammer.
Ominous.
So, what are the room allocations? I would say Mina is probably going to hang out with Fayez. Because
Makes
trust.
sense.
Yep.
Actually, wait, here, we're going to use it. I shrink the captain. I shrink Irina.
You dare shrink the captain in the arena?
Put your guys' tokens on the board right here, so I can just grab them all and not.
Yep.
Oh,
I'll
sorry.
do-
Don't hear.
I'll do the same for me. Wait, no, I don't need Mina. Oh, I need Eva.
You also need
Your
Yeah,
mom.
Kirsties. Roma. I was fucking trying to think of the name Roma the whole damn time. I was like, I don't. It's Kirsty, but who does Kirsty play?
Aroma.
Anushka.
No, not anymore.
Of the Italian capital.
Okay.
As long as it's not the Italian
Expand.
stallion.
Il Vaticano.
Okay, so
Exactly.
I'm just gonna put you guys lined up here. I think it's all of you.
The what again?
Il Vaticano.
Yeah, 8. Yeah, so this is all of you. So, what are the room designations?
Irina needs someone to watch over.
Let's go. Eva doesn't mind, really. She knows you guys to be well-to-do individuals.
I'll keep it simple. I'll go with Irina then. Or
No,
not
no.
Irina. Sorry,
That's
no,
alright.
not Irina.
I got
Fucking
I got
stop
dibs on
talking.
Hawk.
I just said the wrong name. I meant Eva.
Calm down, man. Calm. So, boom, boom, boom.
I'll
I
go
feel
with
like
Roma.
Roma and Badger bodyguard duo.
That works.
I mean, it could be girls.
That's what I
Girls
was thinking. Girls' night.
girls.
Yeah, girls' night.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll hang out with Badger. Sure.
Badger's been doing good. Like,
Yeah.
both
suspiciously good.
in track record and in deed. Like, he's been doing good deeds.
I'm a good person.
So you say.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
that implies that you're a person.
Oh my god.
Wow. That's racist.
And according to this handy dandy handbook, player's handbook, you are a monstrous race.
My god.
Is it in the player's handbook or is
Oh
it
no,
Bolo's?
it's like
Bolo's guide, is
Bolo's.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bolo's guide to what? No.
To people.
Monsters. Oh, that's what I thought. Your Honor. My client can't be prosecuted because he's not a person.
So, Hawk, you go deposit Irina in a room. Eva does remark, "This is a rather fine space." The Ventorians doth not want to stay here. The captain shrugs. They have better room and board. What can I say?
I wonder if it's a matter of that or just pride.
Maybe both. Who knows? Regardless,
Imagine
it's
you
yours
feel-
now.
I imagine they feel more at home on the water. I'm surprised Romer here isn't breaking out in hives after being on dry land for so long.
Insert cheeky response back.
Well, I never.
I know, I got you. Right?
We look over, she is breaking out knives.
How fuck do you?
There you go.
I dodge it.
You dodged.
Dodge!
Eva goes into a room to, I guess, get familiar with it. And once she does so, the captain does snap and try to get your guys' attention.
I turn towards the snap.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Might I ask, where did you all... Well, under what circumstance did you meet Miss Eva? I know in this red city. But what was the exact circumstance? And how has she been ever since she's joined your company?
Wait a minute.
Hmm.
We told her about the faceless people, or doppelgangers, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was standing over her doppelganger. She just killed her.
And how has she been in your company?
Helpful.
A credit to her heritage.
Discreet.
Tell me the beginning of your story, quickly now, while she's away. If you guys choose to do so.
Yeah, I mean,
She
Yes,
closes her
still
eyes
do.
as she listens to the story again. I'd be careful. She's more than she lets on. I can tell you this. My father spoke in a similar dialect as Miss Eva. He didn't mess up his these, thous, doths as much as she does.
Well, I assume he grew up in Eulodia, right?
True.
I have been noticing that, but I did not wish to be rude, so I did not comment on it.
Perhaps I am being too critical. As she is only half like myself, and clearly I don't speak my father's dialect. I would ask her about it. In a discreet. She looks at you, Hawk, as the person said discreet earlier, manner.
Give her a nod.
Perhaps I'm just irritated that a Eulonian might be deceiving. If she really is Eulonian.
I'm gonna voice this out of character.
Mhm.
I think this is what Hawk might be thinking. How do we know?
That she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that after like the session that was introduced. It's like that doesn't add up numbers wise.
I didn't
think we
think
talked
about it this whole
about it in
time.
I mean,
No, we
she's
talked
had,
about
like-
it a lot. It's just we had nothing to say yes or no.
Yeah.
I mean, she's had celestial protection,
Yeah,
like Caradoc has had.
Yeah.
when we were fighting Andreef.
Yeah, you're right.
But we also
That's
don't
what-
know what the fuck that place was or those doppelgangers were, so maybe they
We don't know what
inherited that.
Gangers were exactly.
Maybe they got the celestial protection. Maybe it's from the fucking Blood Star because that was the Blood City. Who knows?
Because that was the Blood City, as we all know.
I'm not
I mean,
talking
it was
about
the
the
Red City and there was the
I know,
Sar.
I know.
I'm not talking about the Red City. I'm talking about when the building collapsed on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But
agreeing to that notion.
What I'm saying
Dur-
is, go ahead.